Hey guys, welcome back. Yeah, I am doing this on Saturday afternoon, so I'm quieter than usual. I don't know. It's a bad thing. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I know where to go now. I need to find the tentacle room. I think it's over here. I had a couple small things about the new therapist. Then maybe I don't know what else to talk about. Okay, you're coming with me. Something she mentioned kind of out of nowhere. Dear Evan Hansen, the play. I've talked about it before. I really liked it. And she's like, have you ever seen this play called Dear Evan Hansen? It's about a kid with social anxiety. And I guess I said yes, but I didn't mention how much I liked it. I was like, yeah, I liked it a lot. But we didn't really talk about it too much. I was just like, I just said, well, you don't really see somebody like that in TV and movies. So it was nice to see somebody who I could relate to. I'm embarrassed. I'm always embarrassed that, like, well, it's a high school kid. Like, when you're in high school, you're supposed to be nervous. But when you get older and you're 27, you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be a person. Okay, so I did something. So that was interesting. But yeah, I mentioned before, like, she's more conversational. I think she wants me to feel comfortable, and she could tell that I'm not comfortable, which is a different approach than the other guy was taking, because stop hurting me. He can tell that I was uncomfortable, but I think he was just trying to ignore it and be like, well, let's focus on other things, and then eventually you'll be comfortable because we won't be focusing on the uncomfortableness. But that didn't really work. So this other approach might be better. I don't know. I think, can I go in the middle now? Don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Yes, thank you. She hasn't been talking too much the first 2 days, which, maybe it's just because it's the first 2 days, probably. But I am nervous about having to talk more, because I'd never know what to say. Give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that. That's fairy. I need the fairy. There we go. I hope the Jabu Jabu appreciates what I'm doing for him. You don't want these little tentacle monsters in your belly. Don't want to look down, but did I hit him? I have to do another note today because that was it. Okay, we're good. Now what? I don't want to talk about that. I did want to, okay, somebody did mention, they commented a topic like, you should talk about this stuff. Because in my description I say, give me topics to talk about, because I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I've gotten used to not talking about topics because nobody ever gives me them, and it's been a year, and it's like, well, nobody's really watching, and I guess when I first started I was worried that I would run out of stuff to say, but it hasn't been a problem. But it's nice that somebody was like, oh, I should give him a topic. But I think I'll try to think about it tomorrow, because I didn't prepare enough as much as I should have. I'm not sure where to go now. There's 2. Is it this room? I always do that. I don't like saving. Yeah, okay. Where do I go here? Over there. Let's go over there. What's happening? Oh. I talked to my parents last Sunday, and I talked to them more than I've ever talked to them before about, like, can I even get over there? Anxiety and stuff, I guess. I talked to them about, well, they were asking me about the new therapist. And it was much easier to talk to them on the phone than in person, and I think that was the problem, because when I lived with them, obviously I never really talked to them on the phone, because I would just wait to get home to talk to them, because I saw them all the time. Talking in person is hard because I have that eye-watery thing, especially when it's about something personal like anxiety and therapy, that I never really wanted to talk to with anybody about it. Especially my parents, because I was embarrassed, I guess. I mean, I know they must have known, but I never talked to them about it. And they never talked to me about it. I'm just gonna wander around. But, yeah, okay, so I guess I've been... Oh, I think I can do this now. Ow. I've been saying stuff about my parents that sometimes, I guess, and now that people sometimes watch, I don't want to say too much personal stuff about them. This was more, before it was more just about, like, me talking to myself, but now sometimes people watch and I don't want to say anything bad about my parents, even if I might think stuff. It's never anything bad, but it's just, I'm wasting all these rupees. Like when I talked about the gay stuff, like my parents, that was something that's like not flattering towards them, that if they had heard me say, they might have felt bad about themselves, especially now that other people are watching. Couple people, whatever. Thanks for watching. But I don't want to say anything bad about them, because they are really good parents, and I owe everything good in my life to them, pretty much. Who else could I give credit to? I never had any friends or mentors or anything, so it's all because of them. Yeah, so I wanted to say how good they are. I was talking to them about the anxiety thing, and they said everything right. They were like, we'll support you however we can, and if there's anything we can do, if there's anything you want us to talk about, you want us to help you pay, we'll do anything we can to help you. And they didn't, I can't even think of what they would say that I wouldn't like, because they've never said anything like that. But sometimes you watch like a TV show or a movie and parents are like terrible parents and they say terrible stuff. I guess I was never really afraid of that. I guess I just always wanted my parents to think like I was a normal kid, and I didn't complain. I didn't want to complain about like having anxiety or burden them at all with anything. Am I out of time? Oh, okay. I don't know where to go though. Jabu. I was the most honest I've ever been with them when I talked to them on Sunday. We started to talk more specifically about anxiety. For some reason, we hadn't done that before. When I had seen them before, it was in person, and it was harder to talk to them. And I was just like, yeah, it's going good. He talks to me about anxiety, and that's all I really said. But this time, I just died. We talked specifically about social anxiety. I don't know why. I guess they asked me, like, well, how do you feel? Like, do you get nervous when you talk to people? Or are you nervous about work? Are you nervous about money? And I was like, I guess it's more social stuff because I don't worry about, like, I'm not, like, staying up late at night worrying about rent or anything. And I'm not worried about getting fired. I guess I am a little bit worried about that, but when I'm at home, I don't worry about anything. So I'm like, oh, it must be social anxiety. I said the word to them finally. I've never said that to them. And then they started talking to me like, well, do you want to do social stuff, but you're too nervous, or do you just want to stay at home? I guess it was hard to talk about that because I didn't really know the answer. I think I'm supposed to go up here, right? Maybe. Oh, I have the boomerang now, so I can get the... Nope. But yeah, it was so much easier when they just asked the question instead of me having to, like, bring it up out of nowhere. But it's hard. I don't know. Like, I don't ever want to call them and just talk and be like, hey, how was your day? I don't know. And then just talk about anxiety. I could never do that. But if they called me, I know now that I could talk to them, which just feels good. Okay, how do I get up there? Maybe I just have to fall the right way. I guess I'll try to talk about what the person who commented the topics, her name. I have to look that up too. I think it's Gaming by Jess, but I always forget if it's like Jess Gaming or Gaming by Jess or Jess the Games. I don't know what it would be. Okay, is it this hole? Or it must be, I don't know. Okay, that's it for today. Yeah, my throat's hurting a little bit today. I don't know. Yesterday, it's hard. It's hard for me to talk. Yesterday I was tired after work, and I knew it would have been hard to talk, and today I didn't talk all day, so my voice is kind of strained. I don't know how to talk. Hopefully I'm doing okay. It's weird because I mentioned at the end of one of my episodes before, like, oh, I didn't think I did a good job. And then one of my internet friends, Gladys, was like, you did good. And I was like, what? People can say that? I guess I'm so used to saying at the end of every episode, like, I'm doing terrible. But I'm not used to anybody ever saying, I think you did good. Maybe it's happened once before. But it was weird. I appreciate it. Thanks, Gladys, if you're still watching. I guess part of it is weird. It's like, I always just keep thinking Well, she watched today, but a week from now she's not going to watch, so she probably won't watch this episode. I don't know why I think that, but I still do. Like, so I feel weird mentioning people, even though I know you're supposed to do that. If you're a YouTuber, you're supposed to be like, do shout outs and stuff, and be like, hey, how you doing, friends? Gladys from the United States writes, Dear Anthony, that's me. Why are you so sad all the time? Well, I don't know. You're supposed to just interact with people more. And you're supposed to assume that they're going to watch your videos. Even if they don't. I'm worried I'm going to just, like, start mentioning everybody who's watching. And then the episode that I post where I mention everybody, nobody's going to watch it. And I'm going to be embarrassed. Like, nobody watched. Okay, I'm going over. See you tomorrow.